Welcome to the second installment of Coffee with the Chief. The goal of these segments is to recognize and promote the hard work of the fire departments throughout Illinois. And we're here with Chief Mike Piper of Sullivan Fire Protection District. How you doing, Chief?
Good.
Excellent. I got a series of questions here so we can get the people out there more familiar with you and what you do. Can you tell us a little bit more about yourself?
I'm Chief Mike Piper. I've been with the department a little over 28 years. Just started my 29th year in October. I've been chief since 2005. I was born and raised in Sullivan, grew up here. Originally was a mechanic and then a auto and industrial parts salesman, and then I came from that to the fire service. I'm a paramedic as well. We run EMS ambulance service.
Okay.
Which is mostly what we do throughout the day.
Right. That's where the fire service is headed, more EMS.
Yeah. We run 4 ambulances. We transport anywhere from Decatur to Mattoon to Champaign, Springfield, occasionally St. Louis, Indianapolis. We get a little all over central Illinois, I guess. Mm-hmm. This department, like I stated, I grew up here. I was very fond of it. I liked the blue trucks. It was kind of different. Mm-hmm. My father was a volunteer for a while when I was a child, and I think that's kind of where I grew to want to be on the fire department.
Yeah, there's a lot of families that it repeats.
Yeah. We're seeing more and more younger people come on the department nowadays. Mm-hmm. Used to be, it was sons of firefighters that was already on the department, or relatives of firemen that was on the department. Most of the older guys that was on here when I first started are gone. Mm-hmm. There's only 1 or 2 left. Most of the people that are on here now are newer. A lot of them aren't from this area originally, mm-hmm. whereas before, usually everybody on the department was from Sullivan. Mm-hmm. You know, they knew the area, so it's more of a challenge than it used to be. I mean, we have to teach people more about the equipment. We have to teach them more about the area that we're covering. But it's good, I guess. We've got a younger generation coming into the department than we used to have.
Mm-hmm. And retention-wise, are you having good luck keeping the kids when they come on? Yes and no. We're getting a lot of them that are in college, and then once they finish college, they move on somewhere else, mm-hmm. to whatever they're going to college for. We're starting to see more and more of them want to be in this field, but I think a lot of them are going to college for something other than EMS or fire. Sure. And moving on. So we only have them for a short period of time, it seems, mm-hmm. like. But they're young and healthy and strong, right? Well, yep, they are young. So yep. You take that. Yep. Can you tell us about the history of the Sullivan Fire Protection District?
It's been a district since 1957. It used to be a municipal fire department. In '57, they had a referendum, voted to go as a district so they could cover more of the rural area, whereas before, if they went outside the city limits, those people got charged for fire protection. So there was a fee-based response. There was a fee-based, yep. Okay. Yep. So in '57 they formed the district. They chose blue for the color of the trucks. The stories I've heard is they went to a factory where one of their first trucks was being built. They saw a blue truck that was being constructed then and chose that color, and that's just what they stayed with. And that's where the House of Blues came from? We chose the House of Blues, I would say, 10, 15 years ago. One of the guys that came to our department from another department, mm-hmm.
Just
kind of wanted something to go on the trucks, just something
motto to
cool
go on.
And a motto. So they chose the House of Blues, which was fitting for the color of the trucks. And it's unique, right? Yeah, it is. That's the first blue ones I've seen. Can you talk about the district today, your staff, people you have working here? We've got 10 full-time firefighter paramedics. We've got another 20 to 25 volunteer firemen. That some are also EMS, either EMT basic or we've got a few that are paramedic. And then we've got a few support personnel
that just assist with whatever we need, whether it be radio operations or water at the fire scene or something to that effect. And we've got a few that are just EMS. Mostly what we do is EMS. As I stated, we do EMS transport, ALS treatment. We run mutual aid to other departments as well. And there's times we have to have mutual aid run to our area too, because we're busy or we don't have any availability through the day.
All right, can you tell us about the demographics of your city, the people that you serve, and the kind of businesses, homes?
We have a lot of elderly in our community. We have 3 nursing homes, an assisted living facility, 2 memory care facilities.
Okay.
And then we just have a lot of other elderly residents in our home or in our district, whether it be in the rural area or in town. So I think that's a big part of why we're so busy on the EMS side.
Sure, that makes sense.
And plus we're 20 some miles away from the nearest hospital.
And what's the population in Sullivan?
Sullivan's about 4,500.
Okay.
Our district, I believe, is around 7,000, counting the whole area. We cover 122 square miles
Okay.
of district. Probably 118 square miles of that is rural area.
Can you tell us about the apparatus that you have housed here and how it's used?
We have, of course, 4 ambulances. We have 2 pumpers. They're both 1,500 gallon a minute. They carry about 1,250 gallons of water. We have 2 tankers, one 2,000 gallon, and one that's the new one that we just recently got is 3,000 gallons. They both have pumps on them. The 2,000 has a 500 gallon minute pump, and the new 3,000 has a 1,000 gallon per minute pump
Okay.
on it. We have a rescue truck and we have a brush truck that we also run as rescue with some e-tools on it.
And we were here earlier today doing a press event for the revolving loan programs. I know you've taken advantage of that before. Can you tell us about how those vehicles and how you got them and how that's working out?
Yeah, in 2010 we bought a new 75-foot ladder truck, and the 0% revolving loan covered a little under half of the cost of that truck, but allowed us to take the money that we had already saved up to purchase a new piece of apparatus. We used that money plus the revolving loan, which allowed us to spread the payment out over 10 years, which helped a lot. I mean, it wasn't as big of a capital expense all at once as it would have been without that. And then a few years ago, we had an ambulance box remounted on a new chassis, and we used the ambulance revolving loan for that to purchase the new chassis and have the remount done. And then just recently we have paid off the ladder truck and got the new 0% revolving loan for the new tanker, which allowed us to spread $278,000 out with no interest over 15 years.
That's great. I'm glad you're able to take advantage of that.
Yeah.
It's a great program. Community outreach is really important. Can you tell us about your interaction with your community?
I think as far as the community, we're thought of very highly. We make contact with a large amount of the community through our EMS services. We also do fire prevention annually at the schools and daycare centers. And recently, within the past, I would say 5 years, we also go to an Amish school that's in our district.
Oh, really?
So we get out into the Amish area, the Amish community as well, quite a bit.
Is there any particular things that are particular to the Amish community that would be different from the rest of the area you cover?
I guess other than that seems to be where a lot of our rural fires are at, or in the Amish community, or with the Amish community. Mainly the businesses. Most of our large businesses in the rural area are Amish businesses,
Okay.
where they build either prefabricated walls for structures or cabinets for construction. Use a lot of wood. They have a lot of fuel there available to burn. You
Right.
know, if they have
Makes sense.
a spark or a fire that's in a not in an appropriate area. So that's where we see a lot of our large fires in the rural area with the Amish businesses.
Okay. Is there any other challenges you face in this district that may be peculiar to here?
A lot of people would think that Lake Shelbyville is a unique challenge for us, but we don't see a lot of incidents on Lake Shelbyville like we used to. I would say probably the Amish community is the most unique challenge that we have in our area.
And is there, if you had to pick one big challenge that you have going forward, what would you say that is?
Volunteer retention and training. Getting the volunteers trained, you know, at a level that we can rely on them to run a incident scene or provide protection when maybe the paid personnel aren't there.
And keep them
available.
safe, right,
Yes.
while they're operating?
Yeah.
Looking ahead in the future, what is your vision for the district? Do you see big changes, little changes? Is there things that you'd like to accomplish in the near or far future?
I know in the future we're going to have to replace at least one of our engines probably within the next 5 years. That's going to be another large capital expense. Another thing would be our EMS care seems to be increasing. The number of EMS calls, the number of ambulance transports, and I think personnel, the number of personnel that we have, eventually, if it continues the way it's going, we'll have to increase.
The career portion of it?
Yes. Yeah.
And how far away do you think that is?
If it continues the way it's going, I'm going to say 3 to 5 years.
Okay. Is there anything else you'd like everybody out there to know about the City of Sullivan or the Fire Protection District?
Take advantage of the possibility of using TIF funds when available. We have 4 TIF districts in our municipality here in Sullivan, and as a special district, that takes a lot of funding away from us annually. And if you get a chance to do an intergovernmental agreement with your city council or whoever controls your TIF area, do so and use that money if it becomes available to you.
Good advice. Good advice. Well, thank you. Appreciate you opening up your House of Blues to us.
Thank you.
It's really good to come out for the press event today and also to sit and talk and learn more about what you guys do.
We enjoyed it too. It's nice to meet you. Nice.
Thanks, appreciate it. In the future, we'll continue to work our way around the state. If you'd like to have your department featured, we'll be more than happy to come out, so contact us and we'll put you on the list. And thank you for sitting with us today.